Okay, guys, what's up? I'm Andrew. I don't want to work anymore. And you guys know the drill. So I was in a trade this morning and I closed out of it after I took profit, but I got back in after we swept the lows. So if you want to see the previous video, you'll have to see the first video I put out. But I wanted to walk you through the trade that I did right after that. And let's see if I can get this to fill the whole screen or close to it. Whatever. You guys get the point. I don't know why it's blurry like this, but anyway, I set a limit order right here because I was getting ready for work. And I figured if it comes down, I'll put a limit order and I'll take the trade. Stop loss went below 5 points from this candle here, got pretty damn close, and because of the 2 point spread up here, I was able to survive that. I got this in fast forward for you guys. Why doesn't this just go away? And so then we had a second fair value gap open up. I got a little aggressive with the stop loss. I would prefer to have it lower, back where I set it there, but I was pretty confident, maybe a little too confident, but we got a second position on. I did not wait for a retracement, and as you see, I don't think we even come back to this fair value gap, but we got two positions on. We're in profit. We moved the initial one up to, sorry, the stop loss. The first stop loss now came up to the stop loss of the position 2. And I think, so I was going to target, this is the first presented fair value gap over here for the day. And that was my target because I didn't want to babysit this trade, but I really had a higher objective up here. There was some relatively equal highs here, and we did get there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as you see, I just let this thing ride. I was in the kitchen making breakfast and coffee and hanging out with my wife and feeding my dog, and then I kind of saw this consolidation here, and I didn't know if we were going to come back down here or not. We could have put a third position on here, but I didn't bother. And our stop would have been probably right here with our second position. And I think it would have been safe if I remember how this plays out. But this is a great trade after catching this morning. I think we got in on this candle, maybe right there, and we rode this all the way down, and I think I chickened out right around here or up here, even though I knew my objective was a little bit lower. But I've had like 6 days of losing trades, so I just wanted to get profit here. And then after we saw that sweep, we had this bearish fair value gap, right? We had two of them, so this would count as one. And then once we came over and we closed above it, creating a new fair value gap, that was an indication that we're going to go long, and that's where I put my limit order. So we took out this this high here, we traded above it, we created the fair value gap above this bearish fair value gap, traded down, put a limit order on, stop loss was safe, and then we rallied up, was able to put a second position on, could have put a third. It wouldn't have got us a whole lot of points really, but if I waited to get up here, we would have probably had another 100 points on this trade. Could have been really big. And yeah, so we hit our take profit, and that was that. So what have we got total? $112 or something like that on two positions. No big deal. But let's go to the internet here, and we're going to look at what happened here in the afternoon. So I was looking for lower prices and I called them, but Didn't know when we were going to get them. What's going on here? This doesn't look like today's action. Here we go. We got to reload this. So we had, yeah, here's this morning's action. So I took a long up here on this fair value gap somewhere, closed it out pretty quick because I thought we were going to turn around, and we did. Oh yeah, this fair value gap was very small. I'm going to blow this up for you guys just so we can see in greater detail. Should I take off the kill zones? I'll leave them on. Anyway, we acted on this first gap up here. We rode most of this down till here. We had this gap. This is when I took this little, oh, sorry. I took a limit order here, and we traded right back up to the initial fair value gap. Then consolidated, and if I put the third position on, and I actually kept the stop where I'm supposed to, it would have been safe, and we would have got up to here at 18,734. Let's see what significance that number has. 17. I thought it had something significant about, oh, because we're in, sorry, we're in regular trading hours. Check this out. So there's that high, 17,730, 18,734. What do we got here? We've got relatively equal highs. You want to take this high right here? Do you want to talk about these guys right here that are very close together? Did we take him out? Look at that. These equal highs, guys, are not safe. Find them on your charts on the bottom, equal lows and equal highs, and they're a target. Now, what did we do? We created a fair value gap on the way up. Look at this. We got a fair value gap right here on the way up. Right? It gets inverted on this candle right here. We finally close below it, creating what? Another fair value gap now on the bearish side. We trade right back up into it. If your stop loss, you know, whatever. This is when the strategy also would take would work really well. Let's clean this out. This was a massive trade, guys. If you waited, I don't have time. I'm not a full-time trader, but you know, if I had time to sit around and I saw this sweep like this is classic power 3. So you got a consolidation, manipulation up, traps buyers, sweeps the old high, and dumps off. Now check this out. Let's see how many points we would have got here. We could have got in here. That's what I would have done. And my stop would have went there. And then I would have entered again right here. Stop loss would go there. Okay. We got another position we can throw on. There's a super tiny fair value gap right here. So I would have gone in there. Stop loss would go here. And then we would just let this thing ride, because we would definitely be looking to take out the lows. And you could have just kept your stop there. Or, you know, if you saw this fair value gap here, you could have brought your stop to there, and then you got this fair value gap, so you could have brought your stop down to there, and then you would have got stopped out. But how many points do we got? That is another 85 and 65 and 27. 85 plus 65 plus 27 equals 177 points. If you didn't move, once you had these three positions on and you didn't move, look at this. This is crazy. You could have had, let's just say you got to here, 282. Another 262. What is that? This is probably almost 600 points. Guys, especially if you had the patience to hold. And let's go on a higher time frame. Electronic trading hours. 4 hour. I am looking for us to fill in this gap here that's left over. We're in a premium. This is overextended and we need to come down here. This is what we've been working towards very slowly. We're going to come into this gap by the end of the week or early next week. So we have a bearish bias. We got close. And that would have been a big trade. That's it. That's all I got to say. Yeah, look for price to come down here, guys, below 17,892. This is on the 4 hour chart. We have this massive fair value gap, and below this guy right here, we got this business to take care of. So we've come down, we've retraced up. We need to now come down before we can get any higher. But we might also just be dumping off lower. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Backtest that, check it out. That's the strategy again. Right? You really could have made some hay today if you were sitting around and able to participate in this massive move. Especially knowing that the lunch hour is coming. If you just left your stop and let it ride, you could have got some crazy points out of there. So anyway, peace out, guys. Catch you tomorrow morning.